through life.
You can check in, but you can never leave.
Yes, exactly.
Never leave.
I think I seriously opened my brain to like another level, though. It's kind of the first song that really took me to that place. But then again, I need help. Yeah, I've scared Brian away. We're looking for a new Backstreet Boy. The 100 Greatest Pop Songs actually has already been published in Rolling Stone magazine. Maybe you guys have already noticed it. It's number 10 now, and I Want It That Way is the 10th song, and that's an amazing feat. Congratulations to these guys for that.
Wow. Thank you.
I guess, you know, it's probably been asked of you a lot, and honestly, it's just a stupid question, but it seems to make sense now. When you were recording this song, I mean, is there any way to honestly tell that this would be a song that would be voted, 10th best pop song ever?
I think when we all heard it and recorded it, we could feel that it was special.
Actually, there was 2 versions of this. When we first got it, it was the version that's out right now. And then I think it was just a little too simple. They thought the record company thought, so that we actually went in and did a rewrite on it. And we actually recorded a second version, but we went back to the original way. And I'm glad we did, because it's been like one of our greatest hits now.
Yeah, and the experts have something to say about it. If you guys would like to watch, you can do that. And then we'll get into number 10, which is our guest, the Backstreet Boys, with I Want It That Way.
I love the Backstreet Boys. I think they're very talented, and I think their harmony is wonderful.
They were like the first set of guys to come back on the scene in a major way and bring the boy band thing back. Seems like New Kids on the Block.
Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache.
It's instantly recognizable.
You're going to remember the first time you heard it, where you were, and what you were doing.
If it comes up on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they are not going to need a lifeline. They really are going to be able to sing this song. It's in everybody's head.
People talk about I Want It That Way as a guilty pleasure, and I think they've got nothing to feel guilty about. This is a brilliantly crafted pop song. Hey, I'm a fan of Korn. I'm a fan of Rage Against the Machine, but I'm also a fan of Tell Me Why.
That song, I think, is just a classic example of pop music that will really last.
'Cause I want it that way.
Hey, it's our co-host with the number 10 song on our best 100 greatest pop songs ever. Again, congratulations, that's great for I Want It That Way. We were talking earlier about, before there was you guys, we mentioned Boyz II Men. I mentioned, or we had, and we should, New Kids on the Block. But arguably, Jackson 5 could have been considered maybe the first boy band to come out. And this is probably a little bit, even before you and I's era, I knew ABC under the hits, and I remember seeing those classic footage of Michael at age 10, fro and belting was something special. But you actually, I don't know how you would even remember that.
Well, when we first got together, that's some of the songs we used to do with some Jackson 5 songs. We actually did a song. I did a song called "Got to Be There,"
which you sang in the original key.
Before he hit puberty, he was up.
And he was hitting the original key that Michael hit.
Sing pretty high back then, but basically
what key was that in, man?
Got to be there.
Now it's got
too high. That's what it was.
Now when the guys do it, we have to have Nick on helium. And,
but actually, that song actually we brought that song to actually Mercury Records was the first label that we went to, and
yeah, drops us like a box of.
Yeah, screw them. Now they're number 10. What do you think of that? Well, let's get into this.
Love you guys.
Again, this was probably the world's very first peak of an 11-year-old that went on to be the king of pop, and it topped the R&B charts for about 4 weeks. Something special. Here's Jackson 5 with I Want You Back. It's number 9 on the list. And welcome back to the big show. I'm Carson Daly. And it's crunch time in the countdown. Rolling Stone and MTV have handpicked the 100 greatest pop songs. Beatles to Backstreet. We've laid out more than 90 of them. We're getting to the top 10 right now. And who have we missed, Howie? Some of the pop artists we think of that you guys were digging or that you were.
I think the first album I bought was New Edition.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely some great artists. I mean, legends are coming out of there. I mean, Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill,
Velvet DeVoe.
Velvet DeVoe.
All right, well, we should get into the next one here, which is from U2. Obviously, U2 is one of the most politically aware. It's all right to applaud. They're U2, man. Go crazy. By the way, I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure of meeting them, but one of the coolest things about my job is meeting. I'm always stoked when I meet like just superstars like Bono or Madonna, and they're so humble, and they look you in the eye, and they're not looking to see who else is in the room. And this is Steven Tyler. They're all so cool, and all the guys were amazing, and they're you know, one of the most politically aware pop groups that have rocked the era, and Bono's tireless activism is unparalleled. That's certainly true. This is a song that could have been a love song. It could have just been a poetic piece of material, but either way, it's number 8. This is one from U2. And welcome back. I'm Carson Daly, and finally, we're getting real close here. If you're just joining us, the deal is MTV and Rolling Stone magazine have selected the 100 greatest pop songs, and we're counting them down with everybody from 98 Degrees, Britney Spears, Elton John, and Jamie Foxx, and just about everybody giving their opinions and stories of the songs that have changed the course of pop music. And thanks again to the Backstreet Boys for being here. And now it is time for the final 4 songs. And number 4 is Like a Virgin from Madonna. You always remember your first time, that's for sure. And the number 4 greatest pop song was Madonna's first #1 single and separated her from the pack of, at the time, a lot of one-hit disco dollies who were churning out forgettable dance songs. Madonna at number 4 with the song that put the magical word virgin on the radio and on MTV every day. Let's watch. Rolling Stones, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, the number 2 song in our quest to find 100. We've reached the top of the list, and when the folks, what's so funny? The guys somehow during the Rolling Stones found time for glasses. They want to look studious for the number 1 song ever. Right. When we've reached the top here, the folks from MTV and Rolling Stone have emerged. When they came out of the big meeting, they proclaimed that our next song would be the pinnacle of pop, Beatles to Backstreet. And countdowns are always weird because at home, I know I watch them, and I'm like, oh, that should have been number, where's, and what happened to, and why? And we could do that forever, but I think it's pretty easy to understand that the number 1 song selected was Yesterday by the Beatles. This was a song that really was the first one to convince the teeny boppers' parents that there was more to the Beatles than you know, cute looks and questionable lyrics. It's the number 1 song on the countdown, and it actually launched more than 2,500 cover versions of the song. So I guess you could literally say you cannot say enough about the group's contribution to popular music. The godfather of pop himself, Paul McCartney, made some time for me earlier this week, and I asked him about the number 1 song, Yesterday. Yesterday, from the Beatles, number 1 on MTV and Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest pop songs ever. Beatles to Backstreet. The countdown, I think, appropriately ends with a Beatles song, and I think now's a good time to thank Sir Paul McCartney and all 5 guys of the Backstreet Boys for hanging out with us today, as well as the dozens of other musicians and critics who lent their thoughts on these monumental songs. And also, we'd like to extend a thank you to you guys for hanging out and going back in time for our little listening party. So long. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, guys. From New York, I'm Carson Daly at MTV. Good night. Have a good one.